So here's the craziest thing, and this might be a superstition on my part.
Let's hear it.
Rank it for me. I went to a Metallica concert when they were in Wichita. Guess what I brought in my pocket?
Sand.
What's going on, guys? This is Alex with Wheat State Creates. I'm here with Condog, Connie D, and this is episode number 4 of Xtra Spicy. That's Xtra Spicy. Pib, if you want to sponsor us, we are open to it. We love your extra spicy cherry soda.
And here we are. We're back on episode number 4. These past few episodes have been getting a lot of love, it seems, from your crowd on YouTube, and we want to say thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, supporters of Baseball Cards AF. We've got another hot and spicy one for you. This one should be timeless. Let's get right into it. Connor, I've got a question for you.
Let me hear that question, Big Al.
You used to play baseball in high school.
I used to play baseball up until high school, yeah. I played a lot of baseball.
Played quite a bit, and now you play wiffle ball with Wheat State Wiffle.
Yeah, you guys check out We Stay Wiffle. That's us.
Shameless
That's us.
plugs left and right.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for sticking it through. But Connor,
Yeah.
did you or any friends that you know have any pre-game rituals, during the game rituals, superstitions, or otherwise?
So,
yeah, tell me about it. Get me in the headspace of a baseball player.
So arguably, baseball players are probably some of the most superstitious beings on this planet. And I will tell you, I'm just going to go straight up from my own superstitions. This has nothing to do with anyone else but me.
Okay.
So for those who don't know, I was primarily a pitcher. I was pretty much a PO. I honestly have terrible eyesight. I couldn't see when I was fast, but I couldn't play outfield because I couldn't see the ball worth a shit, and my hitting was awful. So right off the bat, honestly, pitchers are mainly more superstitious than most other positions. That could be an argument, but
It could be an argument. Batters probably have similar.
oh yeah, I know. Yeah. Most baseball players have superstitions, but mine specifically were pretty wild. So when I got the start, I did multiple different things. But when we would have a home game, let's just say in high school, I would start off around like 30 minutes before we were like starting to warm up. Like this was before we even went out to the field. I would like put on my playlist, my game day playlist, and I would specifically have this one song. It's probably really stupid now, but it was called John Wall. Do the John Wall. John Wall.
Okay.
So that was my song for whatever reason, right?
All right.
And so when I got to that song, that's when I would tailor my playlist.
So you're not shuffling it.
I didn't shuffle. No
Okay.
shuffling.
Okay.
That's part of this superstition is you had to hear each song around, let's say it was like 3:25. I had to hear Heart of a Champion by Nelly, like whatever it was. So like I had that down to a T.
Yeah.
And then once I got to the field, it was time to where John Wall would come on.
Okay.
And at that point, I was locked in and loaded.
All right.
Okay?
I'm feeling it.
And so, for those also who don't know, I had a mullet my senior year. And so, what I would do with the mullet is I would dump a bottle of water, half a bottle of water, and then I'm not making you're looking at me like I think like I'm making this up.
I just didn't know. I didn't know you're this deep. I didn't know. I was expecting like I don't step over the line, and
No,
I usually toss the ball up twice before I pitch it.
This straight up is, I'm not making this stuff up. You can't make it up. I would pour it on my head, and then the rest of that water bottle, I would use when I would do my bullpen before the game.
Okay.
So I would drink the rest of that water bottle and then I'd throw that one away, right?
Yeah.
I would come back, and at that point, most people would know not to talk to me. And
Don't talk to the pitcher.
Don't talk to the
That's
pitcher.
a superstition.
Yes, that's one of mine. If you were to talk, I literally wouldn't. I would not say anything to whoever was around me. Right?
So be like, hey Connor, how'd you do in third period?
I wouldn't.
Radio silence.
No, nothing.
Nothing.
And so essentially, before that, I would also always do a prayer before
Okay.
I went out.
Okay.
And I would do that, and that's when most people would realize, okay, yeah, he's really in.
He's in it.
He's in it.
He's in it.
And then I would be the last one to come up to the huddle.
Okay.
Before I go out, and then of course I wouldn't step on the line.
Right.
And then before one more thing, and before I began that whatever inning it was, I would draw a cross on the mound, and then on the back side of the mound I would write RLF.
Okay.
You know the reason. Roy Lambeth friend.
Okay.
And so those are like my big superstitions. There's a lot of small little ones.
That's a laundry list of superstitions. So if you forgot or you didn't do one of those, would you blame your game on that?
I wouldn't blame my game on it, but I would ultimately it was the outcome of my pitching was up to me. But I would be pissed off, and I would think about those things that I didn't
It's like,
do.
oh, I forgot to wear the rally socks.
Yeah, or like I did like 75% of the water bottle instead of half. Like, I'm not kidding.
Weird stuff. Okay.
And I carry that into watching Cardinal baseball too.
Yeah, I know. And that's why I thought this episode would be really interesting.
This one might go long and I don't want to cut it short because this, you got me. I'm fired up.
Hold on. Let's put a pin on your superstitions for Cardinals games.
Okay.
I want to go through a couple. I did some research on baseball players, famous baseball players, and just not so famous baseball players.
Okay.
And I've got some of their superstitions. I want you to give me a letter grade for each of these, and if you feel like it would help you.
A through F or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
All right.
And we can kind of obviously like scale of 1 to 10, whatever we need to do.
Yeah.
Let's
do letter grades.
Letter grades.
I like
okay.
that.
So, the Satchel Paige had a superstition. Any guesses on what it was?
Had to do something with his shoes.
Incorrect, but good guess. I'm gonna read what this article had on Satchel Paige. Paige is one of the greatest pitchers of all time, and it truly is a shame he didn't get his chance to pitch in the big leagues during his prime. He played most of his career before the leagues were integrated. So, he was never short on memorable quotes, and his pregame ritual involved having his throwing arm rubbed down with axle grease.
Like the stuff you use on the car?
Axle grease. He believed it allowed him to pitch 9 innings each time he took the mound.
I am in full support of his belief. Look, I will never discredit somebody's superstition, but since we are grading it, I would never say this to Satchel's face.
No.
If he were
Of course.
still with us.
Of course.
I just thinking about that is quite the superstition. Like, the process that it takes to like bring in the axe. Like, how does
that work?
Like, does he have a special delivery boy that brings in, or does he like just have it on hand?
Was he sponsored by a car, auto
Like,
car?
I don't know.
Like, is DuPont rubbing his arm down with grease? Like what's happening there?
Was that the first opportunity for like
A player
sponsorship? Yeah, like,
that's pretty good.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
no, if I had to grade that one, I would say that's a
Middle of the road.
that's probably a B.
A B. Okay.
B minus.
All right.
It's like an 80.
I've got several of these, so we'll
Okay.
kind of
Yeah,
go
yeah.
through them. I need you to get in the headspace of a professional baseball player, turn of the century, 1880s, 1890s. Okay.
Okay, I'm in that space.
There was a player by the name of Jack Glasscock. He was a shortstop for the Cleveland Blues. Okay, I didn't even know.
That's a lot of information I never heard of.
So, Mr. Jack, okay, he had a habit that he had on the field that named him Pebbly Jack.
Pebbly Jack.
Pebbly Jack was his nickname on the field. Before the days of full ground crews and well-groomed fields, as you can appreciate,
Oh, yeah.
the infield was a place where bad hops were commonplace due to the nature of the unkempt
Of course.
fields.
Can I take a guess at what he did?
Yeah, tell me about it.
He picked up pebbles and threw them out. He would... No? Not off the infield.
Close.
Close?
Very close.
Okay.
Jack took it upon himself to manicure his position. He always had a pocket full of pebbles. And he would put them in the missing patches to smooth out the field. So he had he would grab pebbles at the end of the inning, put them in his pocket, and then he would disperse them the next inning he went out.
That's genius.
Pretty smart. Pebbly Jack.
Pebbly Jack, that's an A for you, son.
Pebbly Jack. So, Reggie,
Wow, that's
you,
the time.
Isn't that
The
crazy?
times before like maintenance to
Yeah.
the field. That's
He was pretty innovative.
That's
So
innovative.
not only useful, but also superstitious. Pretty interesting.
yeah, I love that. Love that about Pebbly.
Mr. October, Reggie Jackson. This one's crazy, and I want you to think about a player doing this now. Okay. So, obviously, we all know of him on the Yankees in the 70s.
Yeah.
He had 3 home run game in the World Series in 77. He ended his career with the Yankees in 81 and then signed with the Angels. Okay?
Yeah.
He didn't want to stray away from his lucky batting helmet. So he had his Yankees
Did he
batting
spray paint
helmet
it?
painted and put an Angels sticker over
Holy
the
cow.
New York emblem.
That's quite interesting.
Isn't that crazy?
That's actually really cool. What?
Wasn't there? I could have sworn. Oh, there's a football player that was doing that.
Really?
I don't remember who it was, but like he was so attached to this helmet, he switched to a team. He got it painted a different color, and then he got in trouble for every game he wore it because of
I
the
heard
safety
something.
regulations on helmets. Like it wasn't up to protocol.
Could you? Okay, let me ask you a question. Could you imagine somebody doing that like now?
Isn't that crazy?
Like-
No,
like-
of course not.
Like a Rosarena gets traded or something.
Yeah.
And like instead of like painting or like keeping, like they would not do that now.
Yeah.
Because of the equipment and everything. That's crazy. I give that a. I hate to keep giving out A's, but that's another A.
Pretty solid one. That's pretty solid.
That's up there.
Okay, so another interesting one.
Uh-huh.
Larry Walker. Familiar? You should be.
Oh, I am. I know that name. That's a good name.
Can you take a guess at what his favorite number was?
3.
That's right.
Really?
3. Yeah. Okay,
3?
so he wore, when he was on the Expos and Rockies, number 33.
Yes. Duh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. But the love for the number 3 goes a little deeper.
Tell me about it.
He would set his alarm for 5:33 in the morning, 6:33 in the morning, 7, whatever.
Never like 6:30.
It was never even.
always-
It was always 33. Here's the other crazy thing. He would do practice swings in sets of 3, and he was married on November 3rd at 3:33 p.m.
Are you
on
serious?
the dot.
Nothing can get better than that.
Like Jack White, one of my favorite artists, loves the number 3 as well. So I
Yeah.
feel like him and Larry Walker should probably get together and whatnot.
You know, I was struggling with that number at the beginning, but now thinking about it, when he played for the Cardinals, he was number 33
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Pretty deep.
That's an A plus.
A plus on that one?
Yeah, that's
okay.
actually really cool.
All right. Let's go with someone you might not know. Okay.
Okay.
Frank Viola.
Sure, Frank.
Okay. So I'm gonna read this one because I don't want to mess it up.
When did he play?
So he played in the 80s. Okay. He played for the Twins. So Viola was one of the best starting pitchers of the 1980s. He was pitching for the Twins in 1984 when he noticed a banner at home games that said, Frankie, Sweet Music Viola.
Okay.
By 1987, he met the man responsible for the banner. Mark Dornfield was the fan's name.
Okay.
He went 15-0 with 4 no decisions with the banner present during the season, and the Twins made it all the way to the World Series that year.
Holy cow.
When Viola found out Dornfield did not have World Series tickets, he went out of his way to make sure he was there, where Viola went to win a pair of games and the MVP of the World Series, pitching in front of that banner.
Okay, question. Do you know this? You may not know this. I don't know it is what I'm asking. Did he bring that banner on the road?
I think, I don't know.
Or did he just...
or I think it was just like when he was at home, he just, like the fan had that banner.
That's
so like he would see it
crazy.
and be like, okay, I'm in the zone now.
Yeah.
I see the banner. Like 15-0 with 4 no decisions. So 19 games he pitched
with the banner present.
with the banner there, and then went on to win the World Series and MVP. And he attributes
all of these are like A pluses.
He attributes that to the banner.
That's unspeakable.
Absolutely wild.
I am speechless, honestly.
I've got 2 more legends.
Okay.
2 more. I don't know if we can classify this one as a superstition or not, but when I think of this player, it's the thing I immediately think of.
Okay.
The Sandman.
Yeah.
Mariano Rivera.
Yeah.
Undeniably the best closer in baseball history. 100% fact. No question.
No question.
Let's see. He has an immaculate postseason resume and should be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Newsflash, he is.
He is. I don't know what you're reading that off.
I don't know how old this article was, but anyway, when he enters the game, he would walk to the mound or sometimes sprint to the mound to Enter Sandman by Metallica.
I don't know if you would classify that as do you think that's superstition?
I certainly would not want to be the DJ who forgets to play it.
That's actually accurate.
I'm sorry, Mariano. I apologize. Let me. Yes, sir. I'll go ahead and fire myself.
I would not want to be that either. I would not want to be in that DJ's position.
So here's the craziest thing, and this might be a superstition on my part.
Let's hear it.
Rank it for me. So I, as you know, am a huge concert goer.
Yeah.
I got tickets and I went to a Metallica concert when they were in Wichita. Guess what I brought in my pocket?
Sand.
I'll do you one better. I brought a Mariano Rivera baseball card.
Did you really?
So when I recorded Enter Sandman as the encore, he would be present.
Are you kidding me?
I am not joking.
That's superstitious. I don't know if it is.
It's weird.
It's kind of weird.
It's a little weird. But anyway, yeah, I love that song. Phenomenal concert. It made me a fan of Metallica, but I associate Metallica with Mariano Rivera.
And I think a lot of people actually do because, I mean, why wouldn't you? You know, that's a classic song and he's a quite frankly,
forever solidified and tied to the Yankees, though, right? Like that song, you can't play it in Yankee Stadium without referencing him, right?
No, a lot of people will probably cry if
Yeah.
they played that without Mariano coming out. But it's the same principle as like I interpret Sweet Caroline with the Boston Red Sox. Like, how could you not?
Yeah.
7th inning stretch.
Yeah.
That's a good look.
Great
song.
I've got one more superstition, and then we can go on to curses.
Okay.
I bet you didn't know this one. And I'm so excited to tell you a fact about the man.
Stan
The man. Did you know he had a superstition?
I think maybe.
You didn't. There's no way you did.
Let me know.
It blew my mind. Okay. Stan the man. Top hitters in baseball history. Again, 100% fact.
Yeah.
3 National League MVP awards. 300 average for batting, 16 straight seasons with 300, winning 7 batting titles, blah, blah, blah. You get it.
You know who Stan the Man is. Yeah,
You
for sure.
You could attribute that success to his fantastic work ethic, of course,
Yeah.
or the fact that he had an old adage, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Every day, Stan Musial ate 1 egg, then 2 pancakes, and then 1 additional egg every day before a game.
Every single day.
Every day. If he did not go a day with 1 egg, 2 pancakes, 1 egg, he wouldn't play.
In that order.
In that order.
It's actually funny because, well, first off, on the top of my head, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
But whenever we've taken like stadium tours,
Mm-hmm.
I swear one of those tour guides has said something to that effect.
Mm-hmm.
They probably said it, and I just was like, oh, I mean,
It's kind of
that's-
interesting.
You know, I never thought like I would need that in the future while on a podcast and need to have that in the back of my brain.
Well, now you do, and now you have it.
I didn't rank Mariano's. I actually would say that's like a B. I don't,
Because it's not really a
I don't think
superstition,
it's a
in my
superstition. No,
But I couldn't, when I saw it on the list, I couldn't.
you couldn't not have it in.
Yeah, exactly.
And then for Stans, I think
It's
it's an okay one. I mean,
it's kind of wimpy.
I'd say it's like a C.
Yeah, like honestly, like I mean, I don't eat
Everyone has to eat.
I don't eat breakfast ever. So is that a superstition?
No,
I know.
that's no.
Yeah,
You
I
don't
know
have-
someone who that have a cup of coffee, 2 pieces of butter toast, and 1 egg every day. Is that superstitious, or is that just what they need to get their day going?
I think that's just what they. If you're actually asking that, I think that's just what they need to get the day going, because this is interesting. Because what would you classify superstition as? Do you just classify it within the realm of playing a sport?
No, so obviously my psychology degree is going to come out just a little bit, but a superstition in a lot of cases is an irrational need it's an irrational need to suppress an OCD habit.
Okay.
So, is it weird that I have to put on both my socks and then I do both my shoes? Is that superstitious, or is that just the right way to do it?
Or is that just your routine?
Or is that just my routine?
But here's the thing. Like you explained that. The reason I did those things going back to when I played high school baseball or baseball in general. The reason I did those things was because I thought if I did not do them, something bad was going to happen. Do you wake up every day and the sole reason that you put your socks on first and then your shoes is because you think something is bad gonna happen if you don't do it that way, or that's just your routine?
That's my routine. So I do have a baseball superstition. When I watch a game and the Cardinals are pitching,
Yeah.
I do this almost every at bat when there is a number other than 0-0 for the at bat. If I'm wearing my cap, I will do the ball, strike, and then number of outs on the rim of my hat. So I will go if it's a 3-1 count.
Yeah.
3-1 count with 2 outs. I will do a 3 on the side. I've got the number 3 on my hand. I'm sliding it. And then I've got a 1 and then what I say 2 outs.
2.
So then 2.
Huh.
And then I'll usually
clap
twice.
Do a little clappy clap.
Especially in postseason.
Yeah.
And I'll do that pretty much every at bat. Watch me next time.
No, I've known.
Yeah.
I've seen it. I've
Yeah.
seen it. But it's one of those things where like it's kind of like superstitions are so weird because for me, I don't like people like watching me do my superstitions. So like in a sense of I just think, well, you're not crazy if it works. I actually go back to this certain commercial when I was younger where I didn't really know what a superstition was. This was when I was like 6 or 7 or 8 or something like that.
Yeah.
And I saw this commercial and it was a Bud Light commercial.
Okay.
And I remember it was like for the Super Bowl or something like that. And it was a commercial where the NFL, like 2 teams or fans from the NFL team, like it was like the Bears and like the Packers or something. And they had like their beer and they put their beer in and all the logos were facing forward. And so like I think in the commercial like the wife of one of the guys put it in wrong and he realized like the game was going bad and then he turned it and then grabbed a beer and cracked it. And then they like scored the winning touchdown.
Yeah.
And so like from there on I had this obsession of like, well, why can't I try that?
Yeah.
And so if you look behind me, you guys won't be able to see it, obviously. But like if you look behind me above my door, there's a thin strip of Cardinals logo that's above my door. And ever since I was little, I would start the day with rubbing the top of that of my door. And I would like rub it in a way where I would rub it and then I would clap. And I would just start my day off that way. And so in postseason, or even just watching Cardinals in general, when I think something is going to happen, like something big is going to happen, I go and rub the top of my door on the Cardinal logo. It sounds stupid and it sounds dumb, but honestly, what's the point of a superstition if it wasn't weird? Like, it's
got to be weird.
Superstitions are weird.
They are weird.
So weird. Like, I want to know, do you guys have any superstitions? Like, drop us a comment.
What are your sports superstitions? What do you do just on a regular basis that is kind of repetitious and like, oh, if I don't do this, man, today's going to be a bad one.
Yeah.
Like if I forget my watch, terrible day.
Yep.
Not good. Connor, I think that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of Xtra Spicy, where we covered just a couple superstitions. We got in the head of an ex-baseball player. We covered some legendary pre-game superstitions. And if you guys have any interest in learning what in the world a billy goat, Babe Ruth, or Colonel Sanders have in common, you're going to have to find out on the next episode of Xtra Spicy. Thank you for listening to Wheat State Creates. You name it, we create it. Thank you so much, and as always, till next time,
See ya.